just incredible. Two. DJ Sour Milk.
One. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Power 106.
Yeah.
Liftoff show, just incredible.
Sour Milk.
The biggest is in the building, baby.
The biggest is in the building. Young Renzel, Port of Miami 2.
Yeah.
It's good to have you on the
LA
show.
Leaker.
Yeah.
It feel good to be here, baby.
Official LA Leaker.
Yeah, official LA Leaker. I got one question. Look, how y'all feeling with the unibrow and
Oh, bro.
You know,
listen.
Feeling.
yeah, how
Listen,
you
bro.
feeling?
We've had a rough, what has it been, like
Maybe
5-6
6
years,
seasons,
something like
yeah.
that. So AD and Bronny together,
Bro.
I feel like we won a championship already. I don't know what's going to happen this year, but
Nah, y'all should feel special because it's a
do.
special moment. Now, honest question, how y'all feel about the Clippers?
I don't like the Clippers.
We can never be fans and like
I
it don't
can't,
matter
yeah.
who they get. We just can't. We can't go there.
Listen, I love Los Angeles, but
we on the purple and gold side, you know.
Yo, I can't even, I ain't gonna lie, man. Whoever stay around near the Clipper Stadium, the arenas, the real estate gotta be falling because, the hate is so thick out here, yo.
Hey, we were
Yo,
sick.
nah,
it
it's
went from
thick.
listen. It went from like all of us wanting Kawhi to man, fuck that shit.
yeah, like
man,
we don't even
like
need
that.
Kawhi.
Yo,
Like that.
nah, man, it's amazing. It's sad at the same time.
Well, come on, wait. Now you've experienced a championship with LeBron in the hometown.
Yeah, I love LeBron.
We haven't.
I love LeBron.
That's our hopes and our
Yeah.
dreams, of course.
Yeah.
What's that energy like though when you win the title?
Oh,
with you had
man.
number 6 on
Yeah,
your
we
side.
we got 3 of them. You know what I'm
Three,
saying?
yeah.
LeBron, D Wade. You know what I mean? One time for the big homie Shaq. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Diesel.
Yeah. Chris
Bosh.
Bosh. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We did it. So I can't ask for nothing else from Bron. I love him like he's still in Miami. You know what I mean? So the Lakers, y'all history rich though.
Yeah, this
We've
is
had
true.
nice here.
We established ourselves in the early '90s, so we had to, really make a name for ourselves. The Lakers, y'all rich. You know what I'm saying? Y'all good. Y'all rich.
But we feeling good, man. We feeling excited about this new season. And, of course, we're excited about the brand new album, Port of Miami 2, bro.
Oh, man, I'm real excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling the energy from the streets. One time for my whole team, Epic Records, Maybach Music, the whole gang. It just feel good, man. Like I say, I feel like this is the first album once again for me. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, the first Port of Miami, classic. Is there added pressure going into this, naming it Port of Miami too?
Maybe not pressure, but it's most definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
Like a bar that's automatically set.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what you need to do. Instead of just settling for remaining the same, you got to continue to challenge yourself. That's the only way you get better. And that's the only compliment that I know it touched me in a special way is, day one fans that'll say, Rose, you've gotten even sharper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest compliment I could get.
So the recording process for this isn't any different than the last project that you put out. Or-
I try to make it different in some way. You know what I mean? Either the way, the angle I approach the records, writing the records, the way I pick the production. I try to do something unique, but my formula always remain the same.
It's a winning formula.
And
too.
it's a great formula,
Yeah,
exactly.
winning
And
formula.
with that, where do you feel hip-hop's at right now? Since your last offer until today, how do you feel about as you're navigating and watching where it's at and we get back to this big boy rap album?
Yeah. I feel like, for maybe the last 2 or 3 years, it's been real playful. It's been real youthful, which is a good thing. Because it's got to be balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be balanced. It's been real youthful. But I feel like since Meek Championships release really set up that big boy wave. Yeah. And when he released that and he talking, addressing certain things and the streets was ready for it, that's when I was like, yo, they ready for this now. Now is the time for this.
Yeah.
Speaking of Meek, is it just as satisfying, seeing someone that you believed in from day one win like he's winning as it is, like compared to you putting out an album, you know what I'm saying, and having hit records? Is it just as satisfying seeing Meek do that?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody I believed in, somebody, we created a platform for, to watch him shine. And that's what we did, with the whole squad. But most definitely watching Meek come home change his situation around 360 is the most important, and being an example, you know, hopefully for anybody, any judge that was in that same position, if you still in power, you got an opportunity to fix something, change it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the big homie Jay-Z for giving the homie that opportunity for Dream Chasers. That's
man.
big,
And I mean, not only for Meek, but Meek, being off probation now, getting a new trial. What does that mean? What do you think that means for the streets more than anything?
Man, it's all about reform.
Yeah.
And that's what he really pushing that movement, and I'm proud of that, and I support that. But we all know it's changes that need to be made, and that was a great example that got the light shed on it.
Yes.
That's what make Meek's situation so unique. It's not that nobody else ain't in that same position, but we got to shed the light on that, and hopefully this is just the beginning of some changes to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man.
So you rap on Gold Roses about being nominated for a Grammy and not winning.
Yeah.
Do those type of accolades, I know that's not the goal that you're setting out for, but do those things matter to you? Because that line I was like, man, Ross got to get a Grammy.
Yeah,
like,
there's certain
so many
artists,
quality albums. Yeah, you got to have.
You know, and that's what I said it for, just for that side of the street. That, acknowledge that, that work we put in, you know what I mean? And of course, when you do something you really love, you would love to be recognized on every level if you truly believe you deserving of that. You know what I mean? But was that my goal when I got in the game? No, it wasn't.
Right.
Have we ever lost some sleep behind it? No, it's not. But of course, comparing to a lot of things that get done, you just want to make sure y'all got to look at other perspectives and angles and know what the streets really do for this game and this culture.
Right.
And speaking of Gold Roses, featuring Drake, the single that is out right now.
Right.
Do you have a favorite Drake collab? Where does this one rank on the list of?
I haven't had time to sit down and really vibe to those yet.
Yeah.
But the way that Gold Roses just felt on the radio right now.
Special.
Felt right.
Yeah. Shout out to 40 for that crispy lemon pepper mix. And the way it felt
I
right
can
now.
see that. He's going to put that in his bio. That's going to be the selling
The
point.
lemon pepper
The
mix.
lemon pepper mix is what you're
That's
aiming
what we
for.
gonna call it now.
At all times.
The lemon pepper mix.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Yes, sir.
Extra crispy.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. Speaking of lemon pepper, if I go grab something to eat right now,
Right.
what do I need to order?
Maybe a 50 piece. A 50 piece.
50?
Yeah, you got a family. the
Okay.
homies.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the homies.
You're right.
Maybe a 50 piece. Maybe a dozen corn on the cob.
Okay.
Yeah. Some fries.
Yeah.
Maybe some cheese on the side for the dip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to make sure everything right. You know what I mean?
I'm getting a
Yes,
little
sir.
I
hungry.
believe from Wingstop, most definitely.
Of course.
Getting a little
I
hungry.
believe that's it.
All right, so who can we know we got Drake on the album. Who else can we expect? Who are you working with on this project?
I really felt it was my job on album number 10 to keep it balanced. So, of course, I did collaborations with some of the most incredible producers, of course, Just Blaze on Big Time, as well as other big boys. And then I also gave a new producer who's never been on a major release, an opportunity to have 2 records. Shout out to Trop out of 305. And, on the lyric side, man, I collaborated with a bunch of dope dudes as well as the youngsters, Denzel Curry,
Beast.
Young Lucci.
Yeah.
Just some youngsters out of Miami. I felt I was obligated to bring that balance. One time for Gunplay Murdoch,
Yeah.
Being there from day one. I felt that was an obligation of mine, setting examples and being a boss, a true boss.
See, you got a record with Wayne and Push.
Right.
We obviously know their history.
Right.
Is that something that you had to reach out to them individually and be like, do some convincing, or are they both, like, yo, fuck it, let's do it?
Not at all, because the real question is it going to be on the album?
Right, that's the question.
That's the real
everyone's asking.
question. That's the real question.
Well, wait a minute. We're a few days away.
We're a few days away, and the thing that make the situation so unique is I sent the record to Wayne, got the verse, then I sent the instrumental to Push, got the verse. I really just wanted this to spark the conversation.
Okay.
What's dope about the situation is both of them cleared the record. but that wasn't what it was about. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Now after the conversation, is this the time? You know, because we need y'all to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
That's
for
what-
the game. That's
yeah.
what it's ultimately about. It's not about being on my record. You know what I mean?
course.
And I felt like this would spark that conversation. And if it was time, it'll get, it'll come to us.
Yeah.
You know
What
what
gave
I mean?
you the idea to even attempt this, to throw this against the wall?
Because for one, they both two of the dopest in the game. You know what I'm
Without a
saying?
doubt.
Lil Wayne, what Lil Wayne did, don't even compare that. And Pusha most definitely one of the dopest with the wordplay. And I just felt like, at the end of the day, that was something that Wayne was being a soldier for his big homie.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt Drake was being a soldier for his big homie. So at the end of the day, was it anything really personal? Not really. I seen this with Drake and Meek. I seen this with Gotti and Gucci. I seen this, and I just wanted them all to move past it because I've been through those situations. I've beefed with other artists.
Over other things
Yeah,
that
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
necessarily
And it ain't-
reflect your opinions
And it's not really personal. You don't even know these dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you ain't going to get no paper from it.
True.
If you was getting paper from it, it's something totally different. We'll still be beefing.
If anything, it fucks up the money.
If anything.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
real
I ain't
shit.
gonna lie, I still got a lot of money.
I was gonna say.
He said, "Don't play me. I'm still rich."
I ain't gonna lie, we still got some paper, but it will give you a false sense of success because it ain't nothing to gain there.
Right.
And after you put out your diss record or whatever you think is the diss, honestly, I forget all that. I don't remember that.
Right.
It's a flash in the pan. It's dope. Then you move on. What's next? Y'all already did that. Y'all big homies. Whatever needed to be said has been said. Now let's move on because I know both of them. Like I said, the records was cleared. That's how we get this close and still have the record. But now what's really important is the energy right to move forward.
Of course.
And that's a decision I can't make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I put it in the air. And I felt if anybody should do it, it should be me. Me being on Pusha last release, me always collaborating with Wayne, always collaborating with Drake, them being my homies. I felt it was nothing to talk about yet. And if it was, that conversation to come.
Man, and with the Maybach music series, does that record always take the most time for you because it's such a I feel like it's a standout anytime you do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's always most definitely something I put a lot of energy to. But the only reason it may not take more time than anything is me and the Justice League done, repeated it so many times and they brought out a 50-piece orchestra on the last one. And, we trying to always remain creative and do something different.
Elevate.
And most definitely elevate. And John Legend came in on this one just to take it back to that root. And, man, it just felt magical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'm hyped for this.
And that's one thing that I feel like people always speak about when they speak about Rosé's is your ear for picking beats. What is it that you look for, man, when you're in there picking beats, you and your team? What do you look for? What stands out?
I think something that I notice, because it's so hard to describe that, something that I notice is when I'm listening to music and chilling, I play the old classic joints. I listen to classic records. And it don't matter what coast it's from. If it's dope, it's dope.
Yeah.
It's got to have that emotion behind it.
I
right?
loved Cool G rap. I loved Ice Cube, and it was always just one of those things. And, being from the South, it was always, hey, man, it's just hard to describe. But if it's potent, it's potent.
Yeah.
And that's what it got to be with me. It's got to be potent. I'm not listening to what's current now. It's just potent, straight up and down. It's just a needle going in the van. And that's what we need.
Yeah. Another question I got to ask. Obviously, we are all friends in Nip. I know what you meant to Nip, not only, as an artist, as a businessman, but as a person. What did Nip mean to you, man?
He meant a lot, you know what I'm saying? He represented the future to me. He represented an example of a true hustler. So when he said Nipsey Hussle, you got to understand my record. It's like Nipsey Hussle. Hold on, let me hear this. Let me listen to this. Hustle. So that's what, and this was one of the first artists I ever met that was happy to be independent. somebody that was proud to be independent. It wasn't a bad thing.
Right.
And I said, let me look at this from your perspective. Talk to me, little homie. What's the play? What's next? Yo, I did my record. I recorded it here. You did? You bought your own? Okay. You know, and when I met him for the first time, I told myself it was 2 artists I wanted to sign from the West Coast. And I had barely even had a label deal at that time. I may not have, but it was Nipsey Hussle and Dom Kennedy. And, you know, that was just a conversation we had, you know, and after I put those situations on the table, they didn't come to fruition, but I stayed in touch with Nip. And we always just, you know, spoke about different things. He would ask me different things, and he would also give me game.
Yeah.
I remember the first time he told me about $100 CD. $100 CD? Hold on.
How we doing this?
Yeah, how this finna go? You know what I mean? And he telling me and explaining this to me. So he gave me game as well.
Yeah.
So it was like, yo, this is special. And yo, we just stayed in touch, man. And anything he needed, anything, it was vice versa. And so, you know, just seeing that happen to the homie hurt me in a major way.
Yeah.
And even more, you know, it was just, we were speaking so much leading up to that.
Right. It
Discussing
seemed like it was
discussing the videos, and you know, of course, he on my album. Tiana Taylor featured on the record, and you know, we was just talking about where we was filming the video, her directing the video, just a bunch of different cool things, and of course, man, it was a great loss.
Man, huge.
I want to read you a lyric and see what it means to you. The lyric is, they killed Dr. Sebi, he was teaching health. I fuck with Rick Ross because he teaching wealth. From the legendary, late, great Nipsey Hussle off Blue Laces too. What does that, you know, section of the song mean to you, man, hearing that lyric back?
Man, it go back to our conversations we had. The last time he took me up to the store, you know, he wanted to show me after, you know, things we discussed it and show me where he was at with the barbershop next to the store, the restaurant next to the store. And it's like, what's next? You know, and he wanted to show me the technology in his store. When you buy a T-shirt and you scan it and the things, you know, that was
Videos
futuristic.
pop up, yeah.
That was futuristic. And he was telling me about the young man that was doing it and just telling me a lot of different things, and vice versa. That's the way the franchise game go. If you was to come to Atlanta and Miami, this would be the best way. You know, just having those different things we spoke about. Vice versa. I'm talking to him about the hair care products. Like, homie, this is $1 billion industry. In the next 5 years, I plan on becoming the face of this $1 billion industry. And right now, we got the fastest growing beard oil in the game, as well as shampoo, body wash, conditioner. And that's all we was talking about. Just following your dreams, planting that seed. And that's what we did.
And I mean, you know, you mentioned all these different things that you got your hands in. I mean, was there ever a point for you, man, where you felt like these motherfuckers are trying to box me out? Maybe I should do something else, or you know, early on in your career, or was it always like,
you know, it's almost to a point where I felt, to make it to the top, you always will be challenged, regardless of who you are, where you from, what you doing. Everybody want the number one spot. That's just the way it go. You will always be challenged. And at this point, if I don't receive a challenge, I may be afraid. That's what may scare me.
If it's too easy, ain't no.
Let me walk through here too easily.
Hold on, ain't nobody playing defense.
Yeah, when they come to me, Rose, the record doing good. Whoa, hold on. Record ain't doing good. Don't even tell me the record.
Is it number one yet?
Yeah, don't even. We ain't getting into that yet. That ain't even. You know, and that's just how I stick to the script, and that's how I want it.
Yeah.
I understand the turbulence gonna come with it, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Tie your laces and turn up even more.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
right?
I expect it.
I got a question for you. We were talking about LeBron a little bit earlier. He's been catching some heat lately for celebrating at his son's basketball games a little bit much. He's been cheering him on and, you know, just rooting for him. Do you see any issue with that, like him going hard for his young boy like that?
Nah, I could see issues if you're a hater.
Thank you.
No, yeah.
That's real.
You gotta imagine if you on the other kid's team,
Who's losing?
and you losing, and Bron Shorty just jumped from the free throw.
Right.
Bron jumped up, yeah. if you a hater, I could see, damn, Bron, sit down, and I could see it. It's you a hater.
Right.
And ain't nothing well with that. Put it on your hat, hater. No, we won't take it personal. But if I was there, even if I was on the losing team, I would take notes.
Right.
I would take notes. And if you had a problem with that, just cheer your little man on a little more. That's it. Just cheer your little man on a little more. That's right. That's all you got to do. And if you on the road and you can't be there, FaceTime a little bit. Turn up, baby. Let's do. You know what I mean? And, yeah. Give him that little Ric Flair pep talk. But to say you disappointed in, a $1 billion dude going to the game. Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, come on, man. You got to think about what you're really saying.
Yeah. Right.
You got to think about it.
I'm gonna ask for a little. I don't want to put you into this because I don't know if you want to be down with this, but I'll be a little corny and ask for a bit of a cosign here. LeBron has yet to come up here to the LA Leakers show. You being friends with LeBron, can you give him a couple reasons why he should come up and fuck with the LA Leakers?
Well, you guys, y'all are my homies, and if I see any problem with him coming up here to LA Leakers, you guys will go on his show. So after that, if it's any problem, then we really need to get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But me knowing Bron, it ain't no hate.
No, not like that.
I understand. That's what I'm just saying. As the person he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he came to our city, man, he really made sure the energy was in the air.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And that's what he doing over here. As y'all can see, the brow has made it.
Yo.
Bro.
And that's got
our second.
And
our
a lot of
second
times
piece.
people don't really realize how much of a LeBron to make that investment it take a cosign from LeBron to make that happen, because those decisions don't happen without the big homie. So I'm excited for you guys.
Nah, thank you. We're excited. We're excited for ourselves too. Shit.
The Lake Show conspiracy.
Yes, sir. Ross, it's a great time for female MCs in the rap game right now too, man.
Right.
A lot of these ladies are out here putting in amazing work.
Right.
Anyone who you got your eye on, who you're checking for?
Not really.
And none of them that.
Because when I put my eye on one of them, I'm going to sign them. You know what I'm saying?
That was my question.
Yeah. Sam Sneak going to let me know who ready.
Who's the one that could join the MMG empire?
Yeah. What I see right now is just a lot of positive energy, which is dope to me amongst the chicks and females. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do see.
Okay. I like that, man.
Yeah.
So, Port of Miami 2 coming very soon.
Very soon, baby.
Real quick, man, what can people look forward to with this album?
I mean, if you ever listen to any one of my bodies of work, you understand Rose is a body of work type of person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really want to give you that something to walk away with. And once again, I think I'm even going a little further on this. So I'm really just excited to see, how it's going to feed the streets. And I'm sure it's going to really do something real, straight to the vein, baby.
You know
Special.
that. Ross, before you bounce, I'm going to put you in a round of just in time. 60 seconds. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock and see how many questions we can ask you, and then we'll let you get out of here because we know that album's about to drop.
It's too easy.
Here we
All
go.
right. We ready, Mel?
Ready.
60 on the clock. Here we go. Rick Ross, if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing?
Hustler.
What's your favorite food to eat when you're high?
Acai berry.
Top 3 beards in the game, Ross. Who you got?
Rose, the Beard, Harden.
Yeah.
Who else? And I'm gonna go back to Rose.
Ross, what's the last thing you bought?
Something online, some sneakers.
Okay. Ross, if you had to trade lives with someone, who would it be?
Bezos.
Rich motherfucker.
All the way there.
Yeah.
Ross, what's your definition of loyalty?
Sacrifice.
Favorite watch?
Could be this one. It's the Hublot, $150K gift from Dr. Dre.
Dre gave you that watch?
The one and only Andre Young. Shout out to Dre.
That's crazy. Fuck.
Ross, what's your favorite hip hop album of all time?
Possibly Ready to Die.
Biggie. Best advice you ever got?
Gotta have game if you want to get work.
There it is. 60 seconds.
Ross, always a pleasure having you on the show.
Too easy.
Congratulations on Port of Miami too.
Yeah.
Huh.
You already know your LA Lakers gonna be playing every song, every night.
Biggest.
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 Power 106, Liftoff show.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.